Hey, welcome. Spring One Sonic Soul College. It's Halloween night. I've been very busy. Things have finally settled down here. And I'm pulling out from a couple years ago my Halloween marathon. That's all the great Halloween shows I'd done up until then, and some of them are fantastic. So I'm going to shut up and let the old me do the talking. Hey, welcome. Spring Wind Sonic Soul Collage. We got the Halloween marathon today. I've done 6 different Halloween shows over the years, and I'm going to share them with you. Now we're going to have marathons, so this will be about 3 hours of listening. And we're going to get started here with Trick OrTreat or Rock and Roll 2012, and we're going to go from there. So this would be great. There's some great music in here. I love it. These are some of my favorite shows, and they'll be great for playing if you're partying, and you can get people dancing maybe at your party. So let's get going. We're gonna party.
Trick or treat, baby, on a night like this. Trick or treat, whoa, whoa, yeah, that means a kiss. Trick or treat, baby, and don't let me miss a sweet kiss from you on a night like this. Trick or treat, baby, by the light of the moon. Trick or treat, whoa, whoa, don't leave me so soon. Trick or treat, baby, I go and I swoon by the sweet way you kiss me by the light of the moon. Trick or treat, baby, oh, what a night. Trick or treat, whoa, whoa, what a sweet delight. Trick or treat, baby, and hold me so tight and keep on kissing me, baby, all through the night, yeah. Trick or treat, baby, in your own sweet way. Trick or treat, whoa, whoa, anything you say. Trick or treat, whoa, 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 whoa. I just love it when you kiss me in your own sweet way. Trick or treat. Trick or treat now, baby, yeah, yeah. Trick or treat, baby.
This is Spring Wind here from the Spring Wind Sonic Soul Collage. Halloween season is here. Well, we have this weekend will be when everyone's partying and dressing up and celebrating and getting wild. So for the weekend, we're going to rock out with some Halloween tunes. First part of the show will be Evil, and the last part of the show will be Monsters. And then the show I'll do Monday will be a little more introspective and silly. So we're going to get heavy tonight. That was Trick or Treat by the Groovy Ghoulies from Sacramento, California, my hometown, for the last few decades. And let's get started now with a little Creedence Clearwater Revival.
I put a spell on you because you're mine. You better stop the thing that you do.
I'm gonna meet you down at the voodoo wedding. I'm gonna meet you down by the swamp. We're gonna get us some Greek charm there. We're gonna get us some serpent love. Take our clothes off in the muddy water, wash away our sins. Let's stay away from the preacher daughter. Ceremony about to begin. I'm gonna meet you down at the voodoo wedding under the yellow moon shining bright. We gonna get us some old religion child. We gonna be the ones to see the light. We'll save our souls in the muddy water, baptism under fire. Let's stay away from the preacher's daughter. Lord knows she's such a lie. I'm gonna meet you down at the voodoo wedding under the cypress tree by the devil's gate. We gonna speak in tongues, our southern like a bear. Better hurry, hon, don't wanna be late. The wedding party done took their picture. Gather round that old rugged cross. They'll pass around some sweet elixir. Just one sip and you get lost. I'm gonna meet you down at the voodoo wedding, where two lovers take that sacred pact. Better stay away from the preacher daughter now. You might never find your way on back. Well, just jump into the muddy water, swim on to the other side. Preacher's still looking around for his daughter. You can't run, you can't hide. I'm gonna meet you down at the voodoo wedding. I'm gonna meet you down by the swamp. We gonna get us some Greek charm there. We gonna get us some soap and love. You know, yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 Yeah, yeah,
Well, the devil made me do it, do it, do it. The devil made me trip and fall. The devil told me to do it, do it, do it till I have a chance at all. What did I do that was so bad? They're gonna get myself arrested. Just in town to have some fun, but I ended up in the trash can.
Rob Zombie doing Dragula. I've never seen Rob live, but my sons have, and I think my buddy James Baker has, and I've talked to some other folks who have, and it's like this amazing traveling Halloween show. So that was our most current song on that list. We opened up that set with "I Put a Spell on You" by Creedence Clearwater Revival. That was followed by another Sacramento band, one of the greatest bands that hardly anyone outside of Sacramento knows, the Beer Dogs. That's Beer Dogs, D-A-W-G-S, doing Voodoo Wedding. And then Ireland's own Rory Gallagher doing The Devil Made Me Do It. I love Rory Gallagher. For those of you who don't know him, he's one of the greatest blues-rooted rock guitarists in the late 60s and 70s in England. Most of your great guitar players that you know of, Eric Clapton and Keith Richards and on, will verify that. They'll say the same thing. And Rory had a heavy alcohol problem, and I can identify with that because I've struggled with that myself in the past. And it got the best of him, and did his liver in, and he had a liver transplant in 1995, and the liver was rejected, and he ended up dying shortly after that at 47 years old. Another tragic loss to that demon alcohol. So following Rory was, we got rocking out then with the Monsters, Godzilla by Blue Oyster Cult, getting back into the 60s. And then one of my favorite rock songs, especially when they do it live, is Frankenstein by the Edgar Winter Group. And I messed up the sound there early on in it. I hope it didn't affect this too much. If it did, I'll have to go back and record this whole show over. But something happened on my keypad, on my, oh shoot, you know, my, the pad that moves my cursor, touchpad. And anyway, every time I moved the cursor, it was moving the volume, and I couldn't get it detached from it, but finally I did. So, well, we've had a lot of darkness there, and so let's go out and balance it out a little bit with some light. And this is The Wizard by Uriah Heep. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and if you really want to liven the party, feel free to download this as an MP3 file and put it on your player and play it for your party when you're ready to get out, get down and get heavy. And you can dance to all this, you know. Take care. Love you all. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll be back on Monday with a more introspective and exploratory Halloween show. Peace out.
He was the wizard of 1,000 kings, and I chanced to meet him one night wandering. He told me tales and he drank my wine. Me and my magic man kind of feeling fine. Fear and pain, and help the people.
monster from the slab began to rise. Suddenly, to my surprise, he did the mash. He did the monster mash. The monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. Smash. It caught on in a flash. The monster mash. He did the monster mash. From the hall of gore in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrode. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. The monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. The monster mash. They did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun. The party had just begun. The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. The brain surgeons were all digging the sounds. Igor on chains, backed by his baying hounds. The poodle stabbers are about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker Five. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. The monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. The monster smash. It caught on in a flash. The monster mash. They did the monster mash. Come in, Boris. We always have a guest for breakfast. Come in, Horace. We always have a breast for breakfast. Igor, have you watered the brains today, Igor?
Oh, welcome back. Spring Wind Sonic Soul Collage you're listening to. Well, the title of tonight's show is a little misleading because there was a big shift in the show in the middle of broadcasting it. The title that you saw, Getting Here is Fun, Nightmares, and Exorcism. But really strange thing happened. This one that was kind of the nightmare song. When it started, when it was playing, all of a sudden it clicked and it got real slow. It's kind of a creepy, almost devilish kind of voice that came out. And I tried it twice. I uploaded it again to try it again, and it did it again. I think I realized what had happened before that, or now that I've went through that, I think I've figured out why it happened, and it won't happen again. So instead, it shifted the whole nature of the show. So instead, I'm going to call this witchy fun and exorcism. And the reason exorcism is in both of the names. There's a song we'll be hearing called "The Jezebel Spirit" by Brian Eno and David Byrne. Brian Eno, the pioneering producer, composer, and electronic musician, and David Byrne of Talking Heads fame. And they have a recording of an actual exorcism performed by a Southern preacher on the circuit down there. So let's get started. We're going to start off though. That song you heard coming in was called is Monster Mash, as you all I'm sure recognize. We've heard that probably 50 times or more every Halloween season. Only usually we hear the one that was a hit by, I think it was Boris Pickett, Bobby Boris Pickett. But anyway, this was the Bonzo Dog Band, and if you listen to my show much, you know I love to use different things of theirs with quite a sense of humor, but quite amazing musicianship at the same time. It really shows you what can happen if you put together a love of music, a sense of humor, and some LSD. Well, let's get going. We're going to start off with probably one of my favorite songs from my childhood. I was always really drawn to novelty songs, and this was one of my favorites, The Purple People Eater. This take you on quite a trip. We get bluesy on towards the end, so I encourage you to toke up and turn the volume up.
Well, I saw the thing coming out of the sky. It had a one long horn and one big eye. I commenced to shaking and I said, ooh-wee. It looks like a purple people eater to me. It was a one-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater.
One-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater.
A one-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater sure looks strange to me.
One-eyed.
Well, he came down to earth and he lit in a tree. I said, Mr. Purple People Eater, don't eat me. I heard him say in a voice so gruff,
I wouldn't eat you 'cause you're so tough.
it was a one-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater.
One-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater.
One-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater sure looks strange to me.
One-horn.
I said, Mr. Purple People Eater, what's your line? He said, eating purple people and it sure is fine. But that's not the reason that I came to land.
I want to get a job in a rock and roll band.
Well, bless my soul, rock and roll, flying purple people eater, pigeon-toed, undergrowth, flying purple people eater.
He wears short shorts.
Friendly little people eater, what a sight to see. And then he swung from the tree and he lit on the ground and he started to rock, really rocking around. It was a crazy ditty with a swinging tune.
Sing a bop, bop, a boop, a lap, a loom, bam, boom.
Well, bless my soul, rock and roll, flying purple people eater, pigeon-toed, undergrowth, flying purple people eater.
I like short shorts.
Flying purple people eater.
What a sight to see.
Purple people.
Well, he went on his way and then what do you know? I saw him last night on a TV show. He was blowing it out, really knocking him dead, playing rock and roll music through the horn in his head.
Tequila.
Hey, welcome to Merely's Orientation. My name's Nate, and I'll be your RA for this year. Today, we'll be moving into our dorms and building community. So go get your keys from the maid office, come back, and get ready to meet your roommates. Alright? Alright? Alright?
He was the roommate from hell. He was the roommate from hell. Satan was my roommate, so junior year was hell. He lacked social skills and had a pungent smell. When your roommate is the devil, it can be extremely whack. Putting posters on the wall of Trapped in Nickelback. Until the break of dawn, he'd be mutilating sheep. It's 4 a.m., Satan, can you please go to sleep? I can't have girls over when the dorm smells like sterno. When did room 56 become Dante's Inferno? He likes death and destruction, I like radio and art. He likes holding down Christians and reading Jean-Paul Sartre while I'm going to class, studying my notes. He's eating baby fetuses and sacrificing goats. He tricks the freshman girls into eating apples, holding black masses down at the campus chapel. Should have never moved in, wish I were dead. Should have found a place off campus on Craigslist instead. He was the roommate from hell, his name was Lucifer. Someone call a priest and bring the crucifer. He was the roommate from hell, leaves his pitchfork in my bed. I'm in a satanic panic 'cause he is messing with my head. He was the roommate from hell, his name was Lucifer. Someone call a priest and bring the crucifer. He was the roommate from hell, leaves his pitchfork in my bed. I'm in a satanic panic 'cause he is messing with my head.
smoking. I come home drunk, make crank calls to queens and then Hoboken. But colleges like Salem, all these bitches be so smoking. If you're thinking that I'm leaving, then I'm thinking that you're joking. I gotta share my bunk with this post-punk chump. Call this place a done, says you've been through all my stuff. I wish you go to hell, I say, hey, that's where I'm from. Blast Death, Captain Devo, he's too emo to get crunk. I was a very nice boss down in Paradise Lost. I have very nice bling, cause my minions mind floss. And how is college, this is knowledge at a very high cost. Gotta go, do some blow with that hoe, okay?
He was a roommate from hell. His name was Lucifer. Someone call a priest and bring the crucifer. He was a roommate from hell. Leaves his pitchfork in my bed. I'm in a satanic panic cause he is messing with my head.
Laughter causing laughter when you call yourself a rapper, dude. How many dead Milkman albums are there named after you? I always got beer, I always got weed. Best roommate ever if you'd ever ask me.
Do you have license? You do, so you are possessed. You are a believer born again, and yet you have license and you are possessed. Okay, are you ready to be delivered? Put your hand up in the air. This is from the pit of hell. Okay, sister, you have a Jezebel spirit within you. You have a spirit of greed. You have a spirit of destruction.
When I look out my window, there's so many sights to see. When I look in my window, yeah, there's so many people to be. It's strange, yeah. I think it's strange right now. You got to pick up every stitch. You do now. You got to pick up every stitch right now. You've got to pick up every stitch. Hey, hey, oh no. It must be the season of the wind. Hey, 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 must be the season of the wind. When I look over my shoulder, what do you think I see? Somebody looking over his shoulder at me. And it's strange, I know it's strange. It's so very, very strange right now. So strange. She got to pick up every stitch. Yes, she got to pick up every stitch right now. You got to pick up every stitch, people. You see the rabbits running in the ditch now. Now and then a filthy beatnik man's out to make it rich. Hey, you got to pick up every stitch, people. Oh no. It must be the season of the witch. It must be the season of the witch. got to keep on. You gotta look out. You gotta look out. You know what for? I know it's that time. When I look out my window, so many sights to see. And when I look in my window, yeah, there's so many people to be. You know, I'm meeting strange people. It's got to be very strange right now. You got to pick up, you got to pick up, you got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch right now. I can see that the rabbit, you know he's running in the ditch. Stone beat, they got to make it rich. You got to pick up every stitch. Listen to me now.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Season of the Witch by Michael Bloomfield, Al Cooper, and Steve Stills. Incredible album. It's a project, for those of you who don't know the background. They got together, I think it was in Chicago, and worked out these tunes and then did a performance. And it was called Super Session, and that's the name of the album, Super Session. We started out that whole set with the Purple People Eater, Sheb Wooley. Then you heard Roommate from Hell, and that's by MC Lars. You've heard some other things of his on my shows if you've listened to all of them. And he was also assisted by MC Chris there as the voice of Satan on Helium. And following that then was, in between that and Season of the Witch was the Jezebel Spirit that I mentioned before by Brian Eno and David Byrne. And I wish you all a happy holiday. It's really been an exhausting time for me. I had the first day of peace and relaxation I've had in a while, and I have a lot. I've got a lot to look forward to. I've got to deal with too. But I really hope you enjoyed this show, and hope you're having a wonderful holiday. And I'll be back at you on Friday. I hope. There's some things are up in the air, so if you don't hear from me Friday, I'll be in here sometime. And I have one of my favorite acoustical, mystical, magical bands taking us home, and that's the Incredible String Band doing Witch's Hat. Take care and enjoy. Love ya.
Certainly, the children have seen them in quiet places where the moss grows green. Colored shells jangle together. The wind is cold, the year is old. The trees whisper together and bend in the wind they lean. Next week a monkey is coming to stay. If I was a witch's hat, sitting on her head like a paraffin stove, I'd fly away and be a bat. Across the air I would roll, stepping like a tightrope walker, putting one foot after another, wearing black cherries for rings.
I'm a ghost. And I haunt all of the bad little boys who tell big fibs and break up toys. I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost. And I'm after kids who fuss and fight and never wash their necks at night. I'm a snooky, ooky, spooky, wooky, eerie, dreary, scary ghost.
I'm a ghost. Ooh, I'm a ghost. Ooh, and I haunt all of the bad little boys who tell big fibs and break up toys. I'm a ghost. Ooh, I'm a ghost. Ooh, and I'm after kids who fuss and fight and never say their prayers at night.
We just finish every day. Or you can't go out and play.
I'm a ghost. Ooh, I'm a ghost. Ooh, I'm a snooky, spooky, 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 eerie, dreary, scary ghost.
Hey, welcome to the laboratory of Springwind Sonic Soul Collage. Ready for Halloween? I'm excited. These are my favorite shows to do. I went back and listened to the last couple of Halloween shows I did last year. I did 2 of them also. That's what I'm trying to say. And in the process of getting in and doing this, I came out with 2 this year too, and this one tonight is a mellower, more lightly playful one. We're going to go with Mr. Ghost. We're going to hook up our wagon a couple songs in with Mr. Ghost, and he's going to take us back through the golden age of radio. And there's some... it's such a great time because it was before TV, and I'm old enough now, I'm 65. We didn't have TV when I was a toddler. We didn't have TV in the house. It came in sometime around then, but I did grow up with black and white TV. But before that, it was the theater of the mind, the theater of the imagination that radio brought us. So I'm real excited about this. It's a really great show. And we're going to get started with Spike Jones doing Spooky, Spooky, Lend Me Your Tune. And then the second song in, I want you to really tune into that. It's one of the most amazing songs I've come across. It's a real masterpiece of a cappella. All the music on there is made with the human voice. So enjoy Trick or Treat!
Spooky, spooky, lend me your tune. Spooky, spooky, oh, drag.
Well, now let's take it from the top and grab the same riff. I'll dig you, baby, till you're cool and stiff.
Spooky, spooky, lend me your tune. Spooky, spooky, crazy.
Just split for the mold shop and I'll meet you inside. We'll have a sundae topped with formaldehyde.
But spooky, spooky, wild.
You've been bugging my plasma ever since you made the scene.
You're the utmost.
You just make my skull stand still with your lips of blue and cheeks of green.
The very utmost. Spooky, spooky, lend me your tune. Spooky, spooky, nutty.
I've got my jets lighted and my flaps are going to bend. We'll play corpse and robbers. It's a game, that's the end.
Spooky, spooky, lend me your tune. Spooky, spooky, oh, drag.
If you ever cut out, just take me where you are. Baby, take all of me, but seal up the jaw.
You're a regular drag the knife.
What's with this tomb caper, baby? Why do you want to latch on to my tomb?
I'm setting up a wild gig tonight, and my pad isn't big enough to hold all the cats. Yours is the utter utmost.
Well, I'm beamed in on Screamsville, and I'm moving right now, 'cause you're the kind of a chick who swings. Baby, you're the lynchiest.
Who's there? Who's there? Up there on the stairs. Beware, beware. I hear somebody coming upon his toes. Oh, look there he goes. My Mr. Ghost is going to town. He takes his cane, his gloves, and his hat, and like a cat, he hurries down the alley. The moon is bright, and this is the night when Mr. Ghost is going to town. He's feeling great, and he can't be late. He's got a date to do a little stepping. He'll shake his bones to hot saxophone, 'cause Mr. Ghost is going to town.
There once was a sad little goblin who had a broken broom. When he went anywhere, it would wobble in the air, and his heart would fill with gloom. He tried so hard to fix it every night, but he just couldn't get it working right. The wobbling goblin with the broken broom could never fly too high. For right at the takeoff, another piece would break off, and soon he would be dangling in the sky. Each evening, just as he would leave the ground, his radio would say,
Control tower to Goblin, your broomstick is wobbling. You better make a landing right away.
It soon got so he could only ride when the witches took him piggyback, until at last he used his brain and bought himself an aeroplane. So if you'll look for him on Halloween, you'll see him zip and zoom. No harm can befall him, no longer can they call him the wobbling goblin with the broken broom.
Thank you.
take off, another piece would break off, and he would soon be dangling in the sky. Each evening, just as he would leave the ground, his radio would say,
Control tower to Goblin, your broomstick is wobbling. You better make a landing right away.
It soon got so he could only ride when the witches took him piggyback. Until at last he used his brain and bought himself an aeroplane. So if you'll look for him on Halloween, you'll see him zip and zoom. No harm can befall him, no longer can they call him the wobbling goblin with the broken broom.
I say, Sebastian, are you in bed? Come out here.
He can't. They wouldn't make me well.
Oh, well, never mind then. I only want to tell you that your bedroom's supposed to be haunted. I don't suppose that'll worry you. Breakfast at 9, if you're allowed to eat any. Good night.
Oh, I see. Look now. I can't stay here. I mean, my mama told me to keep away from spirits. I say, hello, a very good fellow. Hello. Oh,
What's that?
Look behind you. Look behind you.
And the windows creak and the ceilings leak and the roof's antique and you hear a shriek and your legs feel weak. It's a haunted house. There's a dismal moan like a weird trombone and the old ham bone is suddenly thrown. You are all alone with the great unknown in the haunted house. There's only one good spirit. It's the spirit in the bottle. With shaking hands you pull the cork and pour some down your throttle. There's a clank of chains and a smell of drains and a gory stain where the Duke was slain and you got chilblains and varicose pain in the haunted house. The old oak beam feels corpse you seem to feel a wet stream with a sinister gleam and you wait for the scream from a horrible dream of a haunted house. But a cavalier with a dreadful leer tries to disappear through the chiffonier and you cling with fear to the chandelier. It's a haunted house. The air is full of clammy claws that clutch you by the collar. So gargle night and morning just in case you have to holler. There are lights and slights and awful sights in flesh-pink tights, but at dead of night comes a woman in white, so you're quite all right in the haunted house. When the old church clock strikes 12, there's a knock with a sudden shock. You remember the lock on the door, there's a clock, oh why do you mock at the haunted house? It's as black as pitch and your eyeballs twitch in the darkest niche. It's a dirty witch and the lighting switch is out of reach in the haunted house. When the slavey spills the gravy, why is she so pallid? Something posed her in the pantry when she fetched the salad.
I filled with dread, yes, I'm nearly dead. I saw her head underneath my bed. Come out if you can, I can do it a man.
In the haunted house.
And you.
There's an old deserted mansion on an old forgotten road where the better ghosts and goblins always hang out. One night they threw a party in a manner a la mode, and they cordially invited all the gang out. At a dark, bewitching hour, when the fun was loud and hearty, a notorious wallflower became the life of the party. The spooks were having their midnight fling. Merry Megan was in full swing. They shrieked themselves into a cheerful trance when the skeleton in the closet started to dance. Now Goblin, he giggled with fiendish glee. A shout rang out from a big banshee. Amazement was in every ghostly glance when the skeleton in the closet started to dance. Now all the witches were in stitches while his steps made rhythmic dance, and they nearly dropped their broomsticks when he tried to do the bumps. You never heard such an earthly laughter or such hilarious groan when the skeleton in the closet rattled his bones.
If your path at midnight dark by a graveyard goes, someone whistles, let-it-do, that's mysterious moan. Or on some dark stormy night while the tempest blows, someone yodels, let-it-do, that's mysterious moan. He knows all, gets in everywhere. Some night he might wait for you upon the stairs. So if you're going down the cellar, walk upon your toes. If someone whistles, let it do, that's mysterious moans.
whistling in the dark just to scare the ghosts away?
I know there's something following me that I can't see. Someone sure laid an awful hex on me.
A hex? Aw, Tex, that's pretty far-fetched. Man, I think you're just a little bit touched.
If you'd have got a load of what I saw last night, you'd have passed a Yankee Clipper on its maiden flight. Last night I saw up on the stair a little man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. Oh, how I wish he'd go away. When I came home last night at 3, the man was waiting there for me. But when I looked around the hall, I couldn't see him there at all. Go away, go away. Don't you come back anymore. Go away, go away. And please don't slam the door. Last night I saw upon the stair a little man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. Oh, how I wish he'd go away.
Yeah, there we go. How about that? We opened that whole thing up with Spike Jones doing Spooky Spooky, Lend Me Your Tune. Obviously a takeoff on Kooky Kooky, Lend Me Your Comb, which was one of my first favorite songs in popular music. Then we had the Five Jones Boys a cappella doing Mr. Ghost is Going to Town. Then the Wobbling Goblin, Rosemary Clooney, followed by Haunted House. It got spooky then with Ray Noble and his All-Stars. Then Louis Armstrong doing Skeleton in the Closet, followed by Mysterious Moe's by Rude Bloom and his Bayou Boys. Then The Little Man Who Wasn't There, Glenn Miller, and then we did have Charles Mingus doing Spooky Boogie right there. So I hope you all enjoyed that, and this is coming out live. I wasn't intending to do that, but it's all working well, so I think I will start broadcasting live again. And I've got a rockin' Halloween show coming up. I'll probably drop that on Halloween Day. And I'll put some links to my 2 shows from last year. They're a lot more rockin' than this one. And they're both really good. I went back and listened to them. They're real well worth it. And it'll give you some, download these as MP3s, and you can use them as music at your parties if any of it's appropriate. So one thing about this piece, too, I was thinking about was, I'm 65 years old, and I've been helping out my dad some, who's been ill, and going to be heading back down there in December. But a lot of us have parents who, aren't able to really get out and do a whole lot and whatnot. And this might be something you might want to share with your parents if it's the right thing, if they were tuned into the music of the time. And have a little Halloween together, and we can all dance to it, even if it's just dancing. One thing, if you're wheelchair bound and don't have much mobility other than in your arms or hands, just conduct the orchestra. So here we go. We're going to, don't know what happened there. We're going to take us out now with A Nightmare by Jack Turner, and then we're going to have a little solution. That's going to be Here Comes the Boogeyman by Henry Hall. So all of you have a wonderful, safe Halloween. Have fun. Play. Let your playfulness come out. And I'll be back at you here in a couple days.
I dreamed I was an angel that fell into disgrace. My wings came off and left me, and I flew out into space. The darkness had no bottom, through emptiness I fell. My face began to laugh at me, and then I heard it yell. Nightmare, villains and meanies tracking me down. Nightmare, devils and genies floating around. Nightmare, witches and goblins walking on air. Nightmare, I found a bush of goldfish in a hothouse packed with ice. My pockets couldn't hold them, so I traded them for mice. The mice turned into rabbits and then to kangaroos. They auctioned off my union suit to pay my union dues. Nightmare, villains and meanies tracking me down. Nightmare, devils and genies floating around. Nightmare, witches and goblins walking on air. Nightmare, a space patrolman caught me and took me to the moon. But I flew back to nature on a 2-bit toy balloon. I landed in the ocean right on a buttercup and lived on pickled herring until someone woke me up. Nightmare, villains and meanies tracking me down. Nightmare, devils and genies floating around. Nightmare, witches and goblins walking on air. Nightmare.
Children, have you ever met the bogeyman before? No, of course you haven't, for you're much too good, I'm sure. Don't you be afraid of him if he should visit you. He's a great big coward, so I'll tell you what to do. Hush, 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 here comes the bogeyman. Don't let him come too close to you, he'll catch you if he can. Just pretend that you're a crocodile, and you will find that bogeyman will run away a mile. Say shoo shoo and stick him with a pin. Bogeyman will very nearly jump out of his skin. Say buzz buzz, just like the wasp that stings. Bogeyman will think you are an elephant with wings. Hush, 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 here comes the bogeyman. Tell him you've got soldiers in your bed, for he will never guess that they are only made of lead. Say hush, hush, he'll think that you're asleep. If you make a lovely snore away, he'll softly creep. Sing this tune, you children one and all. Bogeyman will run away, he'll think it's Henry Hall. When the shadows of the evening creep across the sky, and your mommy comes upstairs to sing a lullaby, tell her that the bogeyman no longer frightens you. Uncle Henry's very kindly told you what to do. Hush, 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 here comes the bogeyman. Don't let him come too close to you, he'll catch you if he can. Just pretend your teddy bear's a dog, then shout out, fetch him, Teddy, and he'll hop off like a frog. Say meow, pretend that you're a cat. He'll think you may scratch, and that will make him fall down flat. Just pretend he isn't really there. You will find that bogeyman will finish in thin air. Here's one way to catch him without fail. Just keep a little salt with you and put it on his tail.
If a man will sing, make him your guest.
Yeah. Welcome once again to the laboratories of Springwind Sonic Soulfly. Yeah, I've got my crew here today, tonight on, if you hear them there in the background, on nitrous and helium, providing the background sounds. But we're having quite a Halloween party here. And we're going to rock out tonight. I got myself way off on the path exploring the roaring 20s here as of late. And we're going to get back to rocking out tonight, though. And I don't have a whole lot more to say other than I hope you all have a wonderful and playful and fun Halloween. And if you want to rock out at one of your parties, you're welcome to download this and play it at your party. But we're going to get started here. What would Halloween be without Screamin' Jay Hawkins? So Screamin' Jay is going to get us started off here with Little Demon. Get spooky.
Down in the valley on the foggy hill rock stood a crazy little demon blowing his top. Fire in his eyes and smoke from his head. You gotta be real cool to hear the words he said. He did the that guy was mad. He had steam in his soul for the one he loved, so he had death on his mind. Cause Miss Demon let him go. He gonna run through the world till he understand his pain. Somebody help him get Miss Demon home again. He did the time he took the tootie out of fruit. He had the devil drinking wine. He did the that guy was mad. She finally got across to the crazy little demon that a woman's still a boss. Down in the valley on the foggy hill rock, you can still hear the demon blowing his top. Hear the he pushed back night, bought in afternoon. He even made leap year jump over the moon. Took the 4th of July, he put in May. He took this morning, bought back yesterday. He did a sweet love. Look out, I'm a wolf man. Yeah, I'm a wolf man.
nights. I climb tall buildings and I pull down the trees. I chase little birds and I sting the bees. Oh, baby, don't you scream when I hold you tight. 'Cause I'm gonna eat your love tonight. That's right, baby. I'm a wolf man. Whoa, I'm a wolf man, baby. And if you see me on the prowl, you better watch when you hear me. Oh, yeah, I'm a wolf man. I'm a wolf man, baby. Yeah, you look like you could use a bite, and I sure could use a meal. Chicken fricassee for me. Oh, bring me my steak sauce. Turn around, back up and hit me with that, baby. Oh, a rump steak. So fine. Forget the Norman folk. I'll take mine on the run. Goodbye now.
Well, I saw the thing coming out of the sky. Had a one long horn and a one big eye. I commenced to shaking and I said, hoo-wee. It looks like a purple people leader to me. It was a one-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people leader. It's a one-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people leader. Sure looks strange to me. Well, he came down to earth and he lit in a tree. I said, Mr. Purple People Leader, don't eat me. I heard him say in a voice so gruff,
I wouldn't eat you 'cause you're too tough.
it was a one-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people leader. A one-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people leader sure looks strange to me. I said, Mr. Purple People Leader, what's your line? He said, eating purple people and it sure is fine. But that's not the reason that I came to land.
I want to get a job in a rock and roll band.
Well, bless my soul, rock and roll, flying purple people leader. Pigeon-toed, undergrowth, flying purple people leader. Friendly little people leader, what a sight to see. And then he swung from the tree and lit on the ground. And he started to rock, really rocking around. It was a crazy ditty with a swinging tune. Well, bless my soul, rock and roll, flying purple people leader. Pigeon-toed, undergrowth, flying purple people leader. Flying purple people leader, sure looks strange to me. And then he went on his way, and then what do you know? We saw him last night on a TV show. He was a blowing it out, a really knocking him dead, playing rock and roll music through the horn in his head.
Dreamer's eyes open and stirring over me. Oh, little lonely eyes, oh, unradiant. Wait until I come and I will steal you. Wait until I come, I'll take your soul. Wait until I come and I will steal you. Wait until I come and I will go. I'll run dreaming in the night. Shadows on the windows. Lead out and will lead me on tonight. So tired away, and it feel like dancing, and it feel like shining, and it feel like you're loose. But what you gonna play? Better know, and a better plan. Better plan on pay, better plan on week, better plan on month, better plan on yeah. sound of Halloween. The one hiding under your bed, teeth found sharp and eyes going mad. I am the one hiding under your stairs, fingers like snakes and spiders in my hair. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween. In this town we call home, everyone hails the pumpkin song. In this town, don't we love it now? Everybody's waiting for the next surprise.
Hey. Yeah, I'm back. That was pretty sweet. The more I listened to this, the more I like it. We started out that whole ripple with Screamin' Jay Hawkins doing Little Demon. That's followed by the Fuzz Tones doing I'm the Wolf Man. And then Purple People Eater, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with that song. This version done by George Thorogood. Pretty sweet, and that was a nice transition into the more rockin' stuff. Then we had Concrete Blonde doing Bloodletting, the vampire song, followed by Dead Kennedys. I did have the pleasure of seeing the Dead Kennedys live one time here in Sacramento back in the day. A great band, and they were doing Halloween there. Then we had Marilyn Manson doing This Is Halloween from that movie. That was the pop version. Marilyn Manson brought Halloween to freed the Halloween in the minds of many a youth. And then then cleaning it all up there and spitting out the demons, that was Gorillaz. So I hope you all enjoyed that. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday, and have fun. Let yourself play. And I'm not even sure what Halloween's all about now. You know, I know about its roots. You know, I loved it as a kid. I loved getting dressed up in costume and going around trick-or-treating and going up in a small town. I mean, we'd go and go through the whole town, and there were certain people that we knew well, that we knew had special treats and stuff too, so we'd make sure we hit their house, and that was a lot of fun. We'd have the costume contests and stuff, and now it seems to be more of a thing of really, in the adult world anyway, of really diving in and exploring your shadow side, and becoming very sexual around here, I know anyway. So here we're just chilling, smoking some pot, and here in the background there, my buddies, like I say, got some nitrous tanks and some helium tanks here that they're playing with, and just while I was putting these shows together, some sad news. Lou Reed, one of the most influential artists on the American rock and roll scene, passed away, and I'm going to do a show just dedicated to him coming up here real soon, but I thought it was great timing since under most belief systems he's still here pretty close to this dimension, this close to when he left. And so we're going to have him take us home here. It's Lou Reed and the Halloween Parade. Have a wonderful time. Take care. Peace out.
There's a downtown fair scene out Proud Mary as she cruises Christopher Street. And some southern queen is acting loud and mean where the docks and the Badlands meet. This Halloween is something to be sure, especially to be here without you. There's a Greta Garbo and an Alfred Hitchcock and some black Jamaican stud. There's 5 Cinderellas and some leather drags. I almost fell into my mug. There's a Crawford Davis and a tacky Cary Grant, and some homeboys looking for trouble down here from the Bronx. But there ain't no Harry and no Virgin Mary. You won't hear those voices again. And Johnny Rio and Rotten Rita, you never see those faces again. This Halloween is something to be sure. especially to be here without you. There's the born-again losers and the lavender boozers and some crack team from Washington Heights. The boys from Avenue B, the girls from Avenue D, a Tinkerbell in tights. This celebration somehow gets me down, especially when I see you're not around. There's no Peter pedantic saying things romantic in Latin, Greek, or Spic. There's no Three Bananas or Brandon Alexander dishing all their tricks. It's a different feeling that I have today, especially when I know you've gone away. There's a girl from Soho with a t-shirt saying I blow. She's with the Jive 5, 2+3. And the girl for pay dates are giving cut rates, or else doing it for free. The past keeps knocking on my door, and I don't want to hear it anymore. No consolations, please, for feeling funky. I gotta get my head above my knees. But it makes me mad and that makes me sad, and then I start to freeze. In the back of my mind I was afraid it might be true. In the back of my mind I was afraid that they meant you. The Halloween parade. At the Halloween parade. At the Halloween parade. See you next year at the Halloween parade.
Hey! Hello. Spring Wind Sonic Soul Collage, dancing with the witches. It's Halloween time, and one of my favorite times to put shows together. And I've got some of my favorite shows of all are past Halloween shows. So tonight we got a new one, and we're going to be visiting the witches tonight. But going to have a little Halloween marathon over the weekend. So broadcasting this here in the middle of the night, Thursday night, Friday morning. So I'll do another one tomorrow night. That'll be Friday night, Saturday morning. And then do another one Saturday night, Sunday morning. And then the regular show on Sunday night, Monday morning. So anyway, let's get going. We're going to get started here. One of the best things to do when all these spirits are out and about is dance the devil away. And that's what we're going to do here with Arden and Omen. Take care. Have fun. Well, this is Artie Shaw, Nightmare, going to take us on. Take care, people. Have fun.
into your shoes. You'll find them easy to lose, dancing the devil away. Just grin and don't let him in whenever he tries to get under your skin. Pick up your feet and begin dancing the devil away. That evil spirit is nothing but the voodoo. Just tap your feet on the ground and shake your hoodoo. Now that you know how it's done, keep out of the shadows and stay in the sun. Come on and join in the fun, dancing the devil away.
Welcome to my nightmare. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna feel you belong. Nocturnal vacation, unnecessary sedation. Inside you're gonna feel right at home. Welcome to my nightmare, yeah. Welcome to my breakdown. I hope I didn't scare you. That's just the way we are when we come down. Yeah. We sweat and laugh and scream here, 'cause life is just a dream here. Inside you're gonna feel right at home. Here, welcome to my nightmare, yeah. Welcome to my breakdown, whoa. Welcome to my nightmare. we sweat and laugh and scream here, 'cause life is just a dream. Inside you're gonna feel right at home here. Welcome to my nightmare, yeah. Welcome to my breakdown.
Raven hair, ruby lips, sparks fly from my fingertips. Echo voices in the night. She's a restless spirit on a moonless flight. Ooh, witchy woman, see how high she flies. Ooh, witchy woman, she got the moon in her eye. You held me spellbound in the night, dancing shadows and firelight. Crazy laughter, another room, and she drove herself to madness with a silver spoon. Ooh, witchy woman, see how high she flies. Ooh, witchy woman, she got the moon in her eye. Know you want to love her. Let me tell you, brother, she's been sleeping in the devil's bed. It's a rumor going round. Someone's underground. She can rock you in the night and make your skin turn red. Witchy woman, see how high she flies. Witchy woman, she got the moon in her eye. She was down by the river in the dead of the night. Feel the touch of her body, though you know it ain't right. She'll look in your eyes and see through to your soul. Make your blood run fast, but her heart is cold. She put a hex on you. In the midnight hour, she will call your name. She will twist your mind to where it's not the same. She will give
of pounds away. My doctor laughed and he started to say, this ain't for kids, you fool. Can you see a burning rocket fuel? The screaming skulls to plus two. You'll come down in Kathmandu. Black is Batman, Fu Manchu. The screaming skull come out of the blue. Yeah, 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 go! Yeah, go! Yeah, play the guitar, come on! Go, go, go! Yeah! Yeah, play it, man! That's super rock! I'm seeing triple. And my news is shot. I can't sleep. These beans are all I've got. Oh, I'm going places through my eyes to see me. The ambulance ready to listen for us. Leaning strong, too much to my little trip downtown. Yeah, a little trip downtown. Screaming skull comes out of the
Which doctor calls a munda? Take the girl from Mr. Hunter. Say Hunter, oh the doctor, so the doctor take away his daughter. Now the girl she under pressure, cause the doctor want to cook her. Push she in a pressure cooker. You take out the recipe, put it on the gun. Start to chant, start to beat the drum. The girl know I go down. She whine to the beat of the drum. Whine to the beat of the drum. Whine to the beat of the drum. The doctor in her days, watching she sexy ways, the way she moves so sweet, but the doctor want to eat. So the girl she under pressure, cause the doctor want to cook her. Push she in a pressure cooker. He pick up the recipe, put it back down, start to chant, start to beat the drum. The girl know I go down. She whine to the beat of the drum. Start whining down, start whining down, start whining down. Whine to the beat of the drum. Start whining down, start whining down, start whining down. Whine to the beat of the drum. Later at night, doctor fall asleep. The girl make she escape. Wait. Start whining down, start whining down, start whining down. Whine to the beat of the drum. Start whining down, start whining down, start whining down. Whine to the beat of the drum. Start whining down, start whining down, start whining down. Whine to the beat of the drum.
thick and still. The vigilantes gather on the lonely torch-lit hill. Features distorted in the flickering light. Faces are twisted and grotesque. Silent and stern in the sweltering night. Mob moves like demons possessed. Quiet in conscience, calm in their right. Confident their ways are best. Righteous rise with burning eyes of hatred and ill will. Madmen fed on fear and lies to beat and burn and kill. They say there are strangers who threaten us. Are immigrants and infidels. They say there is strangeness to danger us. In our theaters and bookstore shelves. Those who know what's best for us must rise and save us from ourselves. Quick to judge, quick to anger, slow to understand. Ignorance and prejudice, and we walk hand in and it's my old heart, weighed and measured inside, and it's an old scar, trying to piece it out, and it's my old heart, deemed and delivered a crime. I'm on trial, waiting till the beat comes on. I'm on trial, waiting till the beat comes on.
Yeah. That's pretty special, wasn't it? We opened that up with Dancing the Devil Away, Arden and Omen. Then Welcome to My Nightmare Live by Alice Cooper, followed by Witchy Woman by the Hollies. And then She Put a Hex on You by Them, with Van Morrison singing. Then the Flesh Tones doing Screaming Skull, followed by Witch Doctor done by Machete Montano. Then Witch Encounter by Lil Deuce Deuce. And then we just heard Witch Witch, the demo version by Florence and the Machine. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you had a wonderful Halloween. I'm going to go to the Holland Theater, the restored Holland Theater in Bell Fountain this weekend and see the local production of Young Frankenstein. It's a really fun script, and I love the movie, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the Bell Fountain Theater is about. And so anyway, wish you all well. Have a wonderful weekend. And we're going to let Artie Shaw take us home here with Skeleton in the Closet. He opened up for us with Nightmare, and he's taking us home with Skeleton in the Closet. That's Jabari giving a meow out to y'all. Yeah, take care. Peace.